Today we will learn about nutrition. In the living beings, the function of maintenance should be carried out continuously so that they can remain alive. For this function, different processes like nutrition, respiration, transportation, excretion works collectively. Processes that collectively perform function of maintenance are called life processes. In this video, we will get information about nutrition. Organisms need energy to perform various tasks and for necessary processes that do maintenance of life. Along with this, various substances are also needed for growth of the body. Living organisms get energy and substances from food. The process of taking food inside the body is called nutrition. On the basis of the method of eating food, there are two types of nutrition: autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. In nature, there are many such organisms such as green plants, algae, and some bacteria that make their own food. These are called autotrophic organisms, and their mode of nutrition is called autotrophic nutrition. Other organisms such as humans, cows, and lions depend on other organisms for their food. These are called heterotrophic organisms, and their mode of nutrition is called heterotrophic nutrition. They eat complex substances, and with the help of various biocatalyst enzymes, they break complex substances into simple substances and obtain their nutrition. Let us understand autotrophic nutrition in detail. In autotrophic nutrition, organisms make their own food through the process of photosynthesis, the process in which organisms take carbon dioxide and water from the environment and with the help of chlorophyll and sunlight convert them into carbohydrate is called photosynthesis. They get their energy requirement from the carbohydrates. The process of photosynthesis is represented in this form. For photosynthesis, carbon dioxide, water, chlorophyll, and sunlight are necessary. Let's understand its process. On the leaf surface, there are microscopic pores that are called stomata. Stomata exchange gases. With their help, carbon dioxide is taken from the air and oxygen is released into the air. Similarly, the roots of plant absorb water from soil and send them upward so that the water requirement can be fulfilled. Green leaves have chloroplasts that contain pigment called chlorophyll. During photosynthesis, chlorophyll absorbs light energy. Through different reactions, light energy is converted into chemical energy. Similarly, the water molecules are split into hydrogen and oxygen. With the help of obtained hydrogen, carbon dioxide is reduced to carbohydrate and oxygen is released into the air. Organisms get energy from carbohydrates. In the form of starch, carbohydrates are stored in the leaves or in different parts. Along with energy, autotrophic organisms also need some other raw materials so as to maintain their body, such as nitrogen, phosphorus, magnesium, iron, and other substances which are obtained from soil. Pores of stomata cause a significant amount of water in the form of water vapor. To prevent this, there are guard cells around the pores of stomata whose function is to close and open the pores. When water enters inside the guard cell, they swell and the stomatal pores open. In the same way, when water comes out of the guard cell, they shrink and the stomatal pores are closed. Now, let us understand heterotrophic nutrition in detail. Heterotrophic organisms depend on the food made by the autotrophic organisms. Depending on the type of food, availability of food material, and method of food intake, different heterotrophic organisms may have different forms of nutrition. For example, some heterotrophic organisms such as yeast, mushroom, and fungi break down food material outside their body and then absorb it, while other organisms ingest food that is digested inside the body. In herbivorous organisms, the food is stationary, while in carnivorous organisms, the food is mobile. For example, to digest the herbivorous food, such as cellulose in organisms like cows, have a long small intestine. Since the digestion of meat is simple, therefore, animals like tigers have short small intestine. Some organisms get their nutrition from dead organisms, whereas some organisms get their food from living organisms. In single-celled organisms, food is taken from their entire surface, while multicellular organisms have an advanced system. Let's understand amoeba's method of consuming food. As in single-celled organisms, food is taken from their entire surface. Amoeba surround food particles with temporary finger-like extensions of their cell surface. These extensions are called pseudopodia. After this, all extensions fuses and forms the food vacuole. Inside, this complex food is broken down into simpler substances. The remaining undigested material moves towards the cell surface and is removed from the body. Let us now see how the process of nutrition takes place in humans. In humans, there is an extended long tube from mouth to the anus called the alimentary canal. The first part of alimentary canal is mouth. In mouth, the food is chewed by teeth and converted into small particles. During chewing, the muscular tongue mixes food with saliva secreted from the salivary glands. Saliva wets the food, making the food easier to move down. Saliva contains an enzyme, salivary amylase, which breaks complex molecule starch into simple sugar. After this, the esophagus passes the food from mouth to the stomach. When food enters the stomach, it expands. Gastric glands are present in the wall of the stomach. These glands secrete hydrochloric acid, protein digesting enzymes, pepsin and mucus. Hydrochloric acid creates an acidic medium and the enzyme pepsin works in the acidic medium, and the mucus protects the inner lining of the stomach from acid. Sphincter muscle in the stomach regulates the release of acidic food, due to which the food from the stomach reaches in the intestine. Small intestine is the longest part of the alimentary canal. Small intestine is extensively coiled, and due to this, it is fitted in the compact space. The small intestine receives secretion from liver and pancreas. Bile juice secreted by liver makes the acidic food alkaline, as well as bile salt present in the bile juice break down large fat globules into small fat globules, due to which efficiency of enzyme increases. The pancreatic juice secreted from pancreas contains the enzyme trypsin, pancreatic amylase and lipase. Trypsin digests the protein, pancreatic amylase digests complex carbohydrates, and lipase digests the emulsified fat. Gland in the intestinal wall secretes intestinal juice. Enzymes present in it convert protein into amino acids, complex carbohydrates into glucose, and fat into fatty acid and glycerol. Therefore, the small intestine is the site of complete digestion of proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. The wall of intestine absorbs the digested food. The inner lining of small intestine has numerous finger-like projections called villi. These villi increases the surface area of absorption. In villi, there are abundant blood vessels. It absorbs food and carries the food to each cell of the body. After this, the undigested food enters in the large intestine. The villi present here digest water from the undigested material. Waste material is removed from the body by the anus. Anal sphincter regulates the exit of waste material. So, today we have learnt what is nutrition and what are different types of nutrition. Nutrition.